Let us close our eyes for a minute. With deep love, let us think of God and think of all the masters. And let us chant Om 3 times together. Shri Gurave Namaha. 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 I bow to God. I bow to all the divine incarnations. I bow to all the masters of all times and all places. I bow to my beloved Gurudev. I bow to all of you and the entire creation. Om. Amen. Good afternoon. In the year 1996, if I remember, the first Kriya program was conducted here in Denver. In 1997, in the month of April, Pragyanananda came here for the first time. So this is also April 2023. So 26 years have passed. When I came 26 years ago, I had also the flight trouble. I did not know that God has kept so much of flight karma for me in this life. All interesting. During those days, I was traveling without anything. Anything means no coin even to telephone. Nothing. I was to fly from Austin to Denver. Flight was in the evening, so 1 hour you gain. So something about dinner time to be in Denver. We boarded the flight, not I, but the boarding started. And the disciples who came to leave me in the airport during those days, if you remember, you could go to the gate because it was before 9/11. So they were there, they said, please wait. A little more, we can have your company. And that was my early years in USA. So I was sitting with them. They declared the boarding is stopped temporarily for some technical trouble. Then after some time, they told those who are boarded to leave the aircraft. Then after some time, they said flight is cancelled. My host, a very nice person, she, during those days, there was no use of mobile telephone, not so much of internet, nothing, as we do now. She, however, telephoned and managed to get my flight rebooked, Austin to Houston, and that was my first. To go to Houston airport, at least it was in 1997 April. And then I landed in Denver. I think it was almost midnight or so. Poor Srinidhi Baba, I don't know how long did he have to wait or he could get the information, but he was there. And he drove me to his home. And although public talks and other events were in hall, but initiation, most of the activities at his sweet home. Normally what we do, our Kriya family, Kriya activity is very close, family-based with low profile, not with big show, do this, do that. And so that is how we started. If you think of 1997 April, even in USA, we did not have a place to stay. Shri Gurudev was there. And it was really difficult time. To find a suitable rented house was not possible. It was all God's wish. A very loving, kind, generous disciple. She opened her house. She stayed in her garage, she herself, and gave the entire house to all of us. It was in Market. Really, when I tell this, my heart melts with love for her and remembering her generosity, sweetness, kindness, whatever you can tell. And she was working. She had full-time work in hospital, but her house was our temporary ashram. Then I remember how slowly things got changed gradually. The ashram in Homestead in September 1997. So it is little more than 25 years, 6 months, 7 months. And Srinidhi Baba and Pratima Ma, you cannot imagine how lovingly have taken care of the teachers, Kriya group, the center, at their home. Everything, it was not the home, it was also our ashram. I remember when the ashram was started and everybody started talking mother center, mother center. His young son was a schoolboy. He used to tell, I don't know what he was addressing me, but he told me while taking food, because many times there were disciples and others invited for lunch or dinner, and if it was extended stay, it was more quiet only with the family members. The mother center is there, we should have a father center. Denver will be our father center. I was not understanding the American way. What is mother center? What is father center? But it was his remark. 26 years when I sit here in this small but beautiful place dedicated to our masters. And it is the hard work of many of us and grace of the masters. We are here. And so happy to see all of you present here this afternoon. And I hope you all will be participating in this few days program here. I pray to God and Shri Gurudev to bless all of us and not only all of us, the entire creation. Everybody. This year, I plan to come out of India a little longer. It was because due to COVID restriction and last year my extended seclusion and silence, I did not go to Australia, Brazil for about 3.5 years, 4 years. So I thought I'll go to these places in this trip and stay a little longer there. So I left India on 15th of March to Australia, from Australia to New Zealand, from New Zealand to USA. I came for a short time, and it was because of, the departure of a loving and also very dedicated mother. Her was another family of example in our Kriya activities. Guru Priyanamama, she left her body. So to be there for some of the events, and especially in the monastic tradition, on 16th day we have special celebration. So then I went to Brazil. From Brazil, we came back yesterday. And now, today, as I was telling about flight karma, and today the same thing happened. We came to the airport a little early to avoid traffic rush, traffic jam. And we reached much before the estimated time. Check-in, security come to the gate, sitting near the gate, and boarding started. We entered the flight. Then 10 minutes delay, little more delay, then, and It was closer to 2 hours sitting in the aircraft. But it was nice because it is nice to know when you travel alone. And for me, to travel alone is so beautiful experience because you have no communication, no connection with anybody except God and Gurus. Because I have nothing, no mobile telephone, no internet, nothing. So, but today as it is different. We were in a group of 5. So they will take care, God will take care, nothing to think. So I had a plan. I always love to plan and to fulfill it in time, before time, like this. So as I had a plan, so I was working on my plan. So sitting in the aircraft and opening the computer and working on my planning. So except little rest during the flight, most of the time I really I'm happy that I almost reached to finish that plan. A little work is left, maybe half an hour. I will do it today because I have to finish it. When I was a little boy, I had this joy of finishing, this feeling, and always try to finish it for many things. For example, I was excited if the ink in my pen is finished. During those days, we used fountain pen. And because my sister was married when I was little boy, so we 3 boys at home and studying in school, we used to buy ink. And we did not buy ink in small ink pots because of economical reason. And now I also think it is good for ecology because not to buy so many small bottles, ink pots. So buy big bottle of ink and refill. We the brothers had to refill. My ink pot, my fountain pen was so much used. Although my eldest brother was in high school, I was in, but my ink was finished quicker than his. So also the notebooks, to finish the notebook. So also with the books, I was really very good reader. I don't know how it came to me. I think it is because of my mother and my great uncle. I had the habit of reading. As a little schoolboy, even in primary school, how many books you can get during those days? It was not so easy to get books. Still, we had books and we could get some books, but that was not enough. But I want to read because I have so much of time. And I was a very quick reader. Read newspaper. During those days to our home, 2 newspapers were coming every day. So even newspaper from beginning to the end, classified, copy for sale, all this because I'm to read. And there is nothing to read. So then I started reading my brother's book. Although I was too young to understand, but still then to read and to finish the books. I remember as a schoolboy when I was in high school, we had school library and we had class library. For each class also separate library. So we had a library class. In that library class, the teacher will issue the books to the students to take book home. Next week you have to return. Next week you can be issued. So in 1 month only 2 books. But one book was enough for me in a day. I bring book, and apart from my school study, I was reading so much. So what I'll do, I'll finish reading the book. Next, I'll take that book and tell my friend, have you read this book? No, it's very beautiful. You can do one thing, you can read it and you can give me your book. So the library book. So I took his book and gave my book to him for a day. And I finished his book. Then I asked him, have you finished it? He said, no. Then take it back. Keep my book, because I want to exchange with somebody. Like this, you can imagine how many books you can. And nowadays, it is becoming slow in reading, and at the same time, the memory is also getting down. But I had, by God's grace, little good memory. So I could read and remember a lot. Books were my friends. Do you know, when I was a little boy, I was thinking of to have, we in our home, quite a lot of books. My mother had mythologies, Puranas, and all other books of her interest. And my mother was educated up to class, 3. That was her education. Degree of class 3. Only Odia language, no other language at all. But she read, you can't imagine, so much. You will be surprised. During her daughter's marriage, she gave huge boxes, trunk boxes, boxes of books. In India, we don't call as gifts, we call dowry. So it was given as dowry on her marriage, the boxes of books. That was my mother's gift to her. But my sister was not such a good reader. She read, but not like my mother. However, when I was a little boy, I had a dream I should have my own library. It was the thought as a little boy. In the library, one table, one chair, only for me. And I will be living with the books. At the backside, it was my childhood thought. I should have my own photo, a big photo. I don't know, it should be behind me. And I should be sitting and reading and eating. That's all. Then when I read a little bit more and read about Lord Ganesha, Lord Ganesha was very good in reading and eating. Lord Ganesha, like this, if you sit down all the time, eat and read, what will happen to you? So he was quite chubby. However, so I'm happy to be here. And when I came, it was really little. While in the airport, it was fine because we had to walk to and when we came to the ashram, I feel, oh, it is really cold. I do know, in my early years in West, I never felt cold. Winter, pleasant. Can you imagine outside snowing in Europe? Shri Gurudev is there. Myself with him. I have to go for program for few days. I would go to him to bow to him and to get his blessings before my leaving. He will touch my body and all this, if I have enough warm clothes inside or not, if I have jacket or not, if I have something to cover my head or not, everything, which I don't like. I loved really cold. Do you know what I used to do? I put on everything. In the car, I remove everything and return them. To tell them to bring. When I come back, you have to bring it, all this. Again, putting on all these things, going to bow to him after my return. But he knew this drama. Not that anybody told him, but he knew. Many times I have tested him, how he knew. So one day he told me, do you know why you don't feel cold? I looked at him, he said, the gurus are holding you so tight. You feel their warmness in you, you don't feel cold. It was his remark, what I'll tell. I know the love of the gurus, the love of the masters. Do you know, when I speak of love of the gurus and love of the masters or love of God, often we think, if life is smooth, life is easy, life is comfortable, we think it is all God's grace. Yes, it is God's grace. When life is having problem, difficulties, challenges, critical situation, we do not think it is love of God. So much of trouble, so much of difficulty. Is it God's love? We don't know. It is also God's love. To understand the love of divine is very difficult. So, however, another time Sri Gurudev told, do you know why you don't feel cold? I looked at him, he said, you are too young. That is why you don't feel cold. Once you become old like me, you will realize what old age and cold is. And slowly I am remembering when the body is getting older, and in English we tell this, in Indian languages we don't use this, how old are you? You know, how old, this word old. In Odia language, if you want to know anybody's age, ask what is your age. That's all. Not how old. But in English, a boy of or baby of 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, we tell old, 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 old. From this birth, one is becoming old. So, body is getting old. And then I wanted to take a little nap. And when I got up from nap, I felt, oh, it is still cold. But now it is okay, I feel. Maybe because it is closed room and mostly so many we are sitting, that is why it is warmed up. Warmed up because of love of all of you. So today in the airport, a disciple discovered. You'll see what discovered. And what did he discover? It was Shri. Out of blue, a disciple came running and with a lot of excitement to discover, so many oranges. The Swami's in the airport, and why you are here? Because I am having my silence tag. I was not talking. And very sweet, loving mother from here, and taking flight from Miami, from where she is coming. And then we discovered that she is staying sometime in Miami, sometimes here, to take care of the families at two places. And she asked, I have a very humble request. So what? Can you tell which food you like to eat? So, you know what will be my answer? Which food I like to eat? If I tell anything, suppose I like to eat, it will be every day, everywhere to eat the same thing. Because you like it, others think that you like it. I remember when I was young, in my 20s, I was working like all of us, having a job, full-time job. So the entire period of my working life, I had early morning classes. Around noontime, I'm free. From early morning till noontime. Then the rest of the day, you are free. So in the morning, when I go to teach, and I was the youngest among the faculty members for many years. So everybody was paying their kind and loving attention to me. And sometimes they would ask me what, they, out of love, they asked me, Babaji. I was young in my 20s. I was not a Babaji or anything. Babaji, what breakfast did you have? So my answer was rice flakes. In India, it is a common cereal. Rice flakes, yogurt, jaggery, molasses, and banana. That was my everyday the same answer. You know, you are a bachelor, unmarried, and it is easy breakfast and also healthy. Sometimes they would ask, are you not getting bored taking the same thing every morning? It was my answer to them during those days. Are you not getting bored breathing same air all the time? Are you not getting bored drinking same water every day? So if you give me same food every day, I'll not be bored. And why to take same foods every day? When God has created, you know, so many varieties of fruits, so many varieties of vegetables, so many varieties of cereals. But you know, it is conditioned mind. Mind is so much conditioned. They don't want to explore new. Very few people that do. Today, in the aircraft, they gave the, you know, that, how to say, paper napkin, paper towel, or whatever you say. So I asked, because I'm not talking, but I wanted a piece of it to clean something. So I asked the flight attendant, and he gave me a bunch, put it on the, and again, it is my nature. I was reading on it. It was written in 365 days. Try to go to new places because it is airlines. Give smile to others. Like this, that other good things, just like give smiles to others. So then I was thinking it is all good, applicable for me. Go to new places. When I started traveling new And especially on the day of initiation, after initiation, people come to offer their fruits and offerings, flowers. And so I usually looked at fruits. If there is anything new, I kept it separately. Sometimes very strange taste. Because the tongue is conditioned, it is not used to this type of taste. So, traveling all over the world to different countries, different types of fruits, different types of vegetables. So, when that disciple was asking me in the airport, which food do you like? Tell me, I'll prepare it for you. I smiled. Again and again she was asking. Then I wrote, no salt, less oil, less spice. That's all. Happy to be here with all of you. Do you know, the world is suffering a lot. The creation, world means the entire creation. The elements are suffering. The earth is suffering, water is suffering, air is suffering, fire is suffering, space is suffering. All the living beings, idle living beings, the plants are suffering. The birds are suffering. Insects are suffering. Bees are suffering. There's suffering everywhere. You'll ask, was there any time there was no suffering? Yes, suffering is a part of life, but now suffering is more because of our wrong lifestyle, greed in human mind, exploitation of nature to the maximum extent, accumulation of things. I need more, I need more, I want this, more and more. So that causes suffering for everyone. And this, the cause we the humans, we the human beings, with more and more desire, more and more, greed. Need is not so much. How much clothes do we need? How much food do we need? How much drink do we need? How much space do we need to live or to everything? If we think our need is not too much, but we don't know it is greed, but it is greed. Our greed is so much. And if you look at the entire creation, we may not understand why this is there. Is it really needed? We don't know it is needed or not. It's God's creation. God knows better why God created this. Even tiny insects, bacteria, or even you speak of virus, we don't know. We think we know. How much really do we know? India started exporting, I'm telling you, in late 60s, early 70s. Do you know what? The frogs. You will say, where? Outside India, I will not tell where. Why? People wanted to eat it. Exporting frogs. Do you know what happened? I will tell about this. I was in some countries. I have seen walking on the street. The live animals are there, including scorpion. Do you know for what? For food. Food of whom? Can you imagine? With the humans. Human beings eating scorpion? Yes, I have seen it. It might sound a little strange or awkward or horrible, but it is. So India started exporting. And during those days, India's economic condition was really not so good. And it also needed foreign exchange for many things, and especially to buy oil. Do you know what happened in India? Because of less population of frog, it became a disaster in agriculture. Because nature knows who, why, how much nature balances. Similarly, this body also, body has its own nature. When we go against the natural way of living, we invite health problem, we invite other problems which is not natural. However, the greed of human being and we all are on spiritual path. Forget about the entire creation. Can we change everybody? Can we change the attitude of everybody? It doesn't matter. It matters to me if I can change myself. And that is what spirituality is. If I can change myself, my attitude, my need, my approach to life, at the same time when the world is suffering, if I can bring or give joy to others, little smile on others, little love to others, not that I need to give. It is said by the masters that hand that gives, the hand that gives is always high. The hand that receives is always, the hand that gives. And this is, do you know who told? It is said by an Asura king. Asura is, is not good. Asura are half brothers of the Devas. Devas means the good, noble, intelligent Devas. Asuras, the reverse to them. The Asura king, and to whom he told his advisor and even his guru. He told, you are telling that now one who is standing near my door to beg, asking something to give, and you are telling that he is God in disguise and he will put you in trouble. If he is God, he is telling, if he is God and God is asking me to give, one who asks, his hand is always low, and one who gives, his hand is always high. If God becomes low and I will give. He didn't listen to his guru's, advice, don't give. He said no. I never said no to anybody who asked for. I'm telling no to you, but not to him. What do you need? And here, God in disguise is a little boy, little chubby boy, like wandering brahmachari, and with a begging bowl, He said, I need only 3 feet land. What? He laughed. 3 feet land? Yes, 3 feet land on my foot. That's all. My sweet child, you are physically too little. Your mind is also too. You ask anything else, what you will do with 3 feet land? He said, do you know, I am a content brahmachari. I am not greedy. Just I need 3 feet land on my feet so that I will be there. That will be mine. All right. Take 1 foot. This entire earth I have control over. I'm so powerful. More powerful than America, more powerful than, China, more powerful than Russia. Like this. I have entire control over the earth. Take 3 feet land. His 1 foot. 1 foot covered the whole earth. We know in the Holy Bible, the earth is his footstool. So it became his footstool. He said, give me 2 feet land. I have control over the heaven. He lifted up his leg and it covered the whole heaven. Where's, give me 3 feet land. And this Asura king, he thought, and he at that time he was also humbled, but he was thinking, I have nothing. What I think of myself, I have. Let us stop here. What really do we have? I'm talking of myself. If I tell I have this body, is this body mine? Can I claim this body? Although I tell that my body, is this body mine? Think. Do I have control over this body? Do I have mastery over the body? Can I tell really this body is mine? The answer is no. I tell my house, what is really mine? We all came to this earth naked, empty-handed, alone. And one day we have to go empty-handed, alone. There is no guarantee that you will live forever. Or I don't know if you are planning, congratulations. If you become successful, then come and tell me. I have become successful, because there are few. I'm not telling it is impossible if you can. Babaji Maharaj, he is. Lord Hanuman, he is. So you can be immortal if you really, but ordinarily, no. So I am sure that I'm not going to live forever, that I know. So what is really mine? But with our little mind, ego, arrogance, ignorance, our behavior, our attitude, our everything as if I own. Oh God. However, come back to this king. He told, this is the only space I have. Take it. He bent his head. His ego is gone, because I was the king. I am the emperor. I have authority all over the world, all over the heaven. I am powerful. Everything is gone. I'm a little boy. Do you know what he did? He put his feet on his head. You can tell it was a blessing. And it is blessing. Do you know that Asura king is still alive? Because of his, dedication. And when Lord manifested in his real form, told my child, I'm happy with you. Ask me, what do you need? He said, I have one request. What is this? Be my gatekeeper. Be my gatekeeper. What does it mean? It is very symbolic. Be my gatekeeper. The eyes are the gates. Be in my eyes. I will see God. I will see good. Be my gatekeeper. Be in my ears. Ears are the gate. I will hear good, hear God. Be my gatekeeper. My mouth is the gate. I'll speak good. I'll speak God. I'll not speak with ego. I'll everywhere. Nose is my gate. Somebody told a joke. It is not so common here in West, but sometimes if you are outside, we can have this experience. The fly coming and touching your nose. The fly coming and one said, do you know why the fly is coming and sitting coming closer to your nose to remind you, are you watching your breath or not? So, be my gatekeeper. And God is our gatekeeper. God is our guard. We are sleeping. Who is breathing? You? Day and night, God is awake, complete awake within each one of us. Each body is the temple of God. It is said in the Bible, it is said in the Upanishad, it is said in many holy books. Each body is the temple of God. If it is temple of God, it is not just my body, then your body, your body. So God is in all. When it is said each body, it doesn't mean that only the human beings. When I came to USA first, I got confused. You said you got confused? Yes. I wanted to verify because of confusion. First I went to it was not first once, I went to a bachelor's apartment to live with. And I found a big basket of fruits. I thought, oh God, why has bought so much of fruits? We are only two. And then I saw that these are not fruits. Do you know what? Appearing like fruits. I stayed in people's house. First I thought these are all plants. And many times I discovered they are not real plants. Even we do not hesitate to tell God, oh God, we also play with you. We are not giving you real flower. As if they are hungry of our flowers. So we give, imitation. I will tell one story, then I will conclude. It's not a story, it happened. I read it in my young age, in my school days, in the newspaper. There was a train robbery. It was during those days, very common in Indian trains, train robbery. So it was maybe sometimes in late 60s or so. The robbers entered the compartment and just whatever you have, give. Money, jewelry, anything. So one lady had lots of jewelry, ornaments. And what she did, without any resistance, anything, she just opened and gave it. And the train is going. And after a while, one robber came and returned the jewelries and giving a slap to her, telling that you are cheating the robbers. Do you know what? They were not real jewelries. They were not looking like gold, but not gold. This happened in the train in India, robbers, thieves. So, however, when I came to this country, about the flower, about the fruit, just to have, just feeling that there are lots of fruits. So today I tossed the tulip. Is it real or not? But I felt it is real. However, let me live in God, always prayerful. Every breath, and Kriya Yoga is so beautiful. Every breath in God, every moment in God, every, there is no time. Sri Gurudev said, there is no non-God in this creation. And there is no time without God. That is what real spiritual life is. Yes, in the beginning, to remember, then it becomes experience. God is, because without God, there is nothing. Thank you all. Let us close our eyes for a moment. With deep love, let us pray to God and Gurudev. Give me strength, give me right understanding, give me positive attitude to be your worthy child, to love you, to serve you in everyone, not to have any form of ill feelings towards anyone. Your presence in all. Help me to live this practical spiritual life, to serve you, to make this world a better place, and to bring a little joy and happiness in this world of suffering as I can. I bow to God. I bow to all the divine incarnations. I bow to all the masters of all times and all places. I bow to my beloved Gurudev. I bow to all of you and the entire creation. Om. Amen. Thank you all.